What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Tay, and today we're going to talk about prison life today. We're going to talk about the typical day in prison while you're locked up. What are you doing all day? Like, literally, I got sentenced to 10 years. So, out of that 10 years, exactly what was I forced to do? What did I do in my free time, if we had free time? And exactly what is prison life like? And let's go ahead and talk about that right now. So I know you see on TV and you watch all these TV shows and you see prison and you see nothing but blood, violence, fights, rapes, and all this craziness that you see on TV. And the stuff that you see, it actually does happen in prison. Not gonna lie. The stuff that you see on TV, it does happen, but it happens on a much smaller scale than what you would think. Obviously, that all depends on the prison yard that you go to as well, and the state, the prison, what your charge was, like all that kind of matters. The first thing that you must know about going to prison is you're gonna work. A lot of people don't know is once you commit a crime legally, you gave up all of your rights. So once you get sentenced and found guilty, you aren't even a name anymore. That's why they give you numbers, because you are officially a number. They don't care about you, and you are forced into labor. That's why you go to prison. So they have different jobs for you while you're locked up. That's why you see a lot of the license plate makings in prisons. They do actually make license plates in prisons, and this is free labor for the state. That's all how they look at it. You commit a crime, well, guess what? You're going to come to the state, and we're going to put you to work. We're going to feed you 3 times a day, and in exchange for that, we're going to make you work. So if you go to jail, prison, or something like that, you are going to definitely go to work. You have no choice, and if you don't go to work, they'll put you in lockup. Nobody wants to go to lockup. In lockup, you're sitting literally in solitary confinement all day, every day. And it sounds okay if you really don't like people, but after a while, being by yourself just gets old. I got locked up at one point in time for may or may not having a cell phone, which I'll never admit. They gave me a cell phone charge and I shouldn't have got it. But anyways, yeah, I got a cell phone charge and I was in solitary confinement, and it was just horrible. I mean, after a while, it's just like, oh my God, I'm just in this room all day, every day. I want to get out. And there's nothingness. So you're just constantly writing, you're playing make-believe chess, you're tearing napkins up and making cards out of it, playing solitaire. Like it'll drive you crazy, especially because you can't have your radio. I did get lucky enough to go to one institution that they actually had the radio in the wall in the lockup. So if you go to lockup, they would just play music all day, and they would literally play country, rock, rap, all kinds of music. It didn't matter. So for about an hour a day, they would play rock. Hour a day, they play country. They would just do like rotate like that. But it's wild. And the majority of the people like rap music anyway. So at nighttime, that's when you would hear like the main rap stations and stuff like that. So, I mean, it would be like a whole club on Friday and Saturday nights when they turn on the radio in solitary confinement, which is kind of crazy because you're having more fun in solitary than you would on the rock. Well, that was just at that one yard, and I don't know why they had radios on their wall, but maybe it was just an experiment. But you aren't going to see that in solitary all the time. So that's just a one-time thing, I guess. All day, like I said, you're going to be going to your assigned job. Like, they're going to wake you up early in the morning. Anywhere between like 5 and 7 o'clock in the morning is usually when everybody's up. Most yards have a count by like 6:30 to 7. So by that first count, everybody's up. You go off to your job, whether that's working in the kitchen, working in the laundry room, working maintenance on the yard as a lawn keeper on the yard. Like, you're going to do something. You could be a dorm worker. They have jobs outside of the prison that you can go to depending on your charge, but you're going to work. You're going to do some kind of labor because, again, it's prison, Department of Manual Labor. That's what it should be called, because you're going to be working. But there's a lot of free time as well. Majority of the people are coming back from the yard anywhere between like 2 and 4 o'clock. So everybody's pretty much done working by like 4 or 5. So from like 5 until lights out, which is like around 10 or 12, depending on the yard you're on, it's like, what are you doing? You're going to be on the yard. You're going to be playing basketball if the yard is open, because that is probably the most popular thing in prison. Basketball and chess. I will say those are the 2 most popular sports back there in the penitentiary. If the yard's open, somebody's playing basketball. There's a ball being dribbled. You better believe that. It is rare that the yard is open and people are not playing basketball. It can be 0 degrees outside, and if they happen to open the yard, people are playing basketball because it was a way to relieve stress as well. So yeah, get ready for that. Doing a lot of basketball cheering and just watching people go crazy. You see some NBA players who people who feel like they should be NBA players playing on the basketball court. I mean, it can be, that's what a lot of good and fun times, and you just kind of forget about life that you're locked up to, happens on the basketball court. Any kind of fun recreational activities. They do softball sign up. They had flag football one year at a level 3 yard at that, which is kind of crazy. So they do let you get your frustrations out physically, if you will. And then obviously, if you aren't playing basketball or chess, you're probably working out. You'll see that all day long. People are like walking in circles around the dorm, saying that's a workout, or walking around the yard, or they're doing push-ups all day, or this just doing some kind of working out all day long. Me personally, I did a mixture of everything. I would go in the day room, I would work out a little bit, I go play basketball. Like I did it all. If there was a way for me to waste some time, that's what I tried to do, because I had so much time in prison. It's just like a lot of downtime. So luckily, they have a lot of books back there for you too. A lot of people are reading books all day, every day. I probably read more books in probably like a 2 or 3 year span than I probably have read in 17 lifetimes. And it's good because they have some educational books back there in the library, and you can get any book ordered if it's brand new. So there's that too. So yeah, there's a lot of reading back there. And then, I mean, that's just really about it, guys. Like, food, people are always making food. Like, you will see so many different recipes, so many different kinds of food and flavors in the prison that you would not expect. Like, more people eat in the dorm than they do go to the kitchen, just because the food in the kitchen's horrible, but the food that you can actually make that they sell in the canteen is pretty good. And people are always shocked at this, the food that you can buy on the canteen. Like, you can literally buy regular food, as long it's just not gonna be frozen, like canned soups and canned soups, but oh, anyways, but like soups and canned foods, canned fish, canned roast beef, canned beef stew, like all that's on the canteen. So you can whip those meals up and make some really, really good dishes. You're talking about people are back there making macaroni and cheese. People are back there making fried fish. So there's so many different styles and ways to make some food. And then don't forget, like, you can get food brought out the kitchen and bring it back to the dorms too. That people do all the time. And people be selling onions and bell peppers back there too. So there's a lot of cooking going on in the penitentiary. And we're going to do some cooking videos coming up here shortly on the channel as well, because your boy may or may not have been a pretty decent chef when he was locked up, which I'll probably mention in my past cooking video that I made. So yeah, but yeah, if you're not doing that, I think that's all, pretty much all you can do besides watching a lot of TV and sports. Obviously, sports are on TV. We're watching sports all day. March Madness and football season, everybody's in the day room watching TV. You can have your own TV, but they are very expensive when you're locked up, and then everybody can't afford their own personal TV. But if you can, it's pretty cool because you can have your own TV, be in your own space, make your own meals, go to back to your own space. And it's always good to have your own space and be able to watch what you want to watch. You control your TV versus being in the day room where everybody wants to watch something different. So yeah, there's that. And then that small little 5% to 10 to 12% of your time is when you see the stupidity, the people arguing, the people fighting, the people who are doing drugs back there, the people who are just doing all kinds of craziness, the people who, yeah, it's just crazy back there what you see. Like the drama, it's a lot of drama. I mean, you get a bunch of men in a room who really didn't want to be friends, but they're forced to be in this environment where we're stuck around each other. You already know people are going to butt heads. Certain people are going to watch certain things. Other people are going to want to do certain things, and it's wild. It can get crazy. You know, the different personalities. You got those personalities where people are just loud all day, every day. Then you got the ones who are just quiet all day. And then you got that nice little medium. Oh, man. That's just prison, man. It's just literally, I want you, however you're living your life right now, to put your mindset of a prisoner, kind of, sort of. Just say that you can't leave your house whenever you wanted to, except to go to work. You can go to work and come home, but you couldn't stop at the store on your way there. You couldn't do anything on the way there. You had to literally go to work and come back home, and you can only eat about 15 items for the next 5 years. That is prison, literally. You're stuck in a place. You can't do nothing. You're eating the same foods over and over and over and over and over. You're trying to find different variations of said food, and it's just, you're away from your family. It sucks. It's so, it's just boring and draining and just makes you miserable. See, I had a flashback because there's no programs. There's nothing for you to be able to really properly rehabilitate yourself. Like, they offer some programs that's on a volunteer basis sometimes, and that's, everybody can't get in those programs. And then like the good programs, like the financial courses, they only have room for like 10, 15 people. There's thousands of people in these some yards sometimes. So it's like, where is the rehabilitation process? There's just a lot of downtime in prison, I guess, at the end of the day. A lot of downtime of doing nothing, letting the guards run you, getting shaken down. Just like, prison sucks, man. Like, I used to say I would never wish that on my enemy, but maybe depending on what kind of enemy that you are. But yeah, prison is just horrible, man. It's horrible. Don't go, guys. Don't go, man. If you don't like freedom, then go to prison, because you're stripped. You have nothing. It's just literally nothing. And that's what prison is, all day, every day. The same thing. Working for them, coming back, getting yelled at for not shaving every day, having no hair on your face, shaving to the bone. Like, it's horrible. It's so bad. It's so bad. Don't go to prison, guys, because it sucks. But make sure that you do bless somebody today, because I promise you I'm bless somebody tomorrow. At this point in time, your boy Tay, I'm out.